And I named this the Eye of the Galaxy. Right, we are back, and I'm going to show you something that literally blew my mind. I tried this yesterday, and the reason why I didn't film it as a tutorial yesterday is because it was using a technique that we've used before, but this kind of works in such a very, very different way. And I think this could be like a new kind of resin trend, maybe. It's honestly, it is absolutely incredible. So I'm going to be using UV resin for this, but you can use epoxy. You're just going to have to wait for the layers to cure. So I've got this, what would you call it? Like a sweet mold. It's just a really, really cheap mold. I don't think I'd ever used it until yesterday, especially not in a video anyway. So I'm just going to fill this little donut mold about 3/4 of the way full, and you'll see exactly why. So I'm just going to manipulate any of the little bubbles to the surface, as we don't want those in there. And then I'm just going to give that a 2-minute cure. Okay, once that has cured, out comes the magic stuff. You've seen me use this so much on my channel. Again, the links are in the description, but we're also going to be using a little bit of the Marabou alcohol, bitter alcohol ink. So what I'm going to do, what we are doing is creating an iris, and you'll be blown away at just how well this works. I'm going to add a few drops, because I'm going to make some more anyway off camera, but I'm going to show you one to begin with, and then I'm going to experiment with a few other different colours. I'm just going to drop 1 drop of the Marabou. No, we go with 2. 2 drops of the glitter alcohol ink, and we're just going to mix that up. You can go too heavy with the glitter, but we'll see. And what I'm going to do, my resin is still warm after the curing. I'm going to grab a paintbrush, and I'm just going to apply the liquid to the resin, and it will start to do its thing and form like that crazy frost effect. So what you saw there was a very quick hyperlapse. You've seen them before. If you're new to my channel, that was over the space of about 5 minutes, but the warmth, the heat from the curing of the UV resin sped that up. But the paint will react differently depending on how you apply it. Just play around with the stuff. It really is super cool stuff. So out come my nail powders. Now you've also seen me use these before, and I'm still on the first set that I actually bought. They last that long for what we do. It takes such a minimal amount, but as you know, you can also use normal interference powders. So all I'm going to do is just have a little play around with a couple of different colors. So I'm just applying, this is like a bluey green just in some areas, and then I'm going to go in with a purple. You really can't go wrong with this. Just make sure that that frost paint has fully dried before you start applying the powders. So you could go wrong. And then out comes the purple. As always, massive shout out to my channel members. Anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks. It's very much appreciated. And to any new subscribers. So I'm just going to cover the rest of this, fill in any of the gaps. Doesn't matter if some gaps are left clear. We are going to back these. So to back them, I'm just going with my usual small amount of UV resin in my mixing cup, and then just a small dash of black mica powder. As always, remember you want the resin to cure, so not too much. You don't want it too opaque. Less is best to begin with. You really do get used to the amount of mica powder you can get away with in your UV resin. A lot of people say they're still struggling. But remember, you can always do layers, so less is best, and you can build up multiple layers to make it darker. And now I'm going to fill this up just a little bit, not too much, because I'm going to finish off the back as well, just to make it look good on the back. Just take all of that resin right to the edge. And then again, give that a 2-minute cure, like so. So to finish off the back, I'm literally only just going to apply some of the purple, just to give it a nice finish. You could just do what we did already. You could apply some of the frost paint, then apply your powder, and then top it up. It is entirely up to you how you do this. So now we can take the final layer all the way to the top. Don't go too high, because the bit in the middle is slightly lower than the outside edge of the silicone. You don't want it to float inwards, because that would mean more tidying up after it's cured. And then just to make double sure, I'm just curing from the underside for a minute. Right, it is now time to see what we've got. Anything around the edges, most of the time it's just going to be frost paint. That will just clean off. Actually, I'm going to make a few more first. Okay, so we've got a few different versions here. This is the one that we've just made. I'm absolutely in love with these effects. They are incredible. I didn't get much of the frost effect that I wanted in this one, but you're going to see some others. Just play around, it's incredible. So this is the one that I created yesterday, and you can see it really does look like an iris, the way that that frost paint has worked. And I named this the Eye of the Galaxy. And I suppose what you could do is put that on some bezel tape and fill in the middle with the black if you wanted to, and then attach a bail to make it look like more like an eye. But I quite like it like this. It's really, really stunning. So this one I went quite heavy with the frost effect paint to get a different look. So I kept applying it after it had done its thing. And it really did. The colours, I think I used a yellow and like a red colour, but they all react differently in different light. As always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment. If you haven't subbed, hit that button for me. I was going to show that one, but I decided to show this one first. Went a bit wrong on the back. I had some bubbles, but you can't see them from the front. So this one I used a normal coffee from the Lex Resin brand, coffee mica powder. I wanted to try and get a brown eye effect. And then I used one of the nail powders alongside it. But I think I went a little bit too heavy with the rainbow alcohol ink, but it's still really nice effect going on. Hoping that's showing up properly on camera. I might pop some photos at the end. If not, I'll pop some on my Facebook page. And this is the last one. I used the same colours that I just showed in this video. That is absolutely insane. Look at that. So what I did to finish these, it's optional, but I just used the leather rope cords. Just feed that through the middle. These are so cheap. I have got lots and lots of different colours, but they are all packed away. Do this any way you want. What happened there? I did it wrong. I let the loop go back under the piece. Got there in the end. Right, as always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment. If you haven't subbed, hit that button for me. These are incredible. I'm absolutely loving them at the moment. Right, I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.